And as you embark on this great milestone, I want to share with you very quickly 7 principles that I have considered to be valuable and priceless to countless young men and women who've walked down this aisle at such a time as this. I think principles for making the transition and the new era that you're about to embark upon. Number 1, I want to encourage you. Listen carefully. I'm going to give you 7 quick things. I want to encourage you to be young men of conviction. It's one thing in life to have a preference. It's another thing altogether to have convictions. People change preferences all the time, but convictions are birthed and born in the heart of your soul. Paul said this in Colossians 3:17, "And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God and the Father by Him." Every day, the world is changing all around you, every day. But the thing that I want to encourage you to remember is this: even though the world is ever changing, God never changes. God will always be the same. The Word says that He and His Word is settled in heaven forever. So be men of conviction. Number 2, I want to encourage you to be young men of confidence. Again, the Apostle Paul said in 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 12, "For the which cause I also suffer these things. Nevertheless, I am not ashamed. For I know whom I have believed, and am persuaded that He is able to keep that which I have committed unto Him against that day." So I encourage you tonight, never doubt God. He's infinite. He's all-wise. He's omniscient. So don't let the ever-changing world all around you change your mind on God. He will never change. Number 3, I want you to, and encourage you to be young men of connection. Again, Paul writes this in Philippians chapter 2 and verse number 15. He said that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of God, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world. And you guys have let your light shine in our school. There's no question about that. You guys had a light that I believe will still be talked about in marvelous and positive ways in years to come. People will look back on Logan's life, Michael's life, and say, I remember those guys. You made a difference in somebody's life. You may not see it right now, but I will tell you certainly made a difference in mine. It's been a joy unspeakable to be able to partner with you in this ministry. And the thing that I want you to be admonished with tonight is don't strive to live like the world. And my encouragement is not to be attracted to it, and learn how to separate yourself from all of the distractions in the world and be connected with profitable things, good things. And number 4, I want to encourage you to be young men with commitment. If you've noticed thus far, each of these words that I'm giving you tonight begins with this letter C. Be young men and women of commitment. Again, Paul says in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24, he said, Know ye not they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So run that ye may obtain. And be committed in running the race. Keep the faith and finish the course. I know God's got some great things for you. Winston Churchill, and I don't know how much of that you have studied in school during World War II, he had a very famous phrase, and he said this: never, never, never quit. Persevere. Number 5, I want to encourage you to be young men of consistency. In Matthew chapter 5 and verse number 16, the word says, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." I don't know of one instance, not one, where Miss Kogel has had to come to me and say, Logan is on a bad path, or Michael has lost his way. Never. And they have only had good things and great things to compliment both of you with. And I commend you for that. Number 6, I want to encourage you both to be young men of consideration. Be considerate. Paul said in Galatians 6:1, "Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted." My encouragement to you tonight is this: consider the whole matter of things. Try to look at the whole picture before you make a judgment. Number 7, and lastly tonight, I want to encourage you to be young men of compassion. In Ephesians chapter 4 and verse number 32, the word says, "And be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, hath forgiven you." And so tonight you're making a transition, and you have wonderful family members here representing their love for you and extending their love for you. And I want to encourage you to remember something, that tonight is almost like the second chapter in a world of freedoms that presents itself to you and opportunities that you've not experienced yet. But with these new freedoms that you will enjoy comes responsibilities. And you have to take life seriously now. Have fun in life. Learn, grow, inspire, encourage. I want you to know that I pray for God's greatest blessings on your life. And I pray because I promise you, in your journey, I will never forget you. I hope you will never forget us. I hope that bond has been birthed in your heart. And so tonight, I'm so very, very proud of you both.